no, oh no, oh, this is terrible.
The king, what will he say?
What will he do?
But perhaps if it would help.
No, no, nothing can help now. Nothing.
But you see, I have the other slipper.
People are no longer going to be able to block you guys when it comes down to your blessings. You got the fire and energy here. So when it came down to the past, you could have had a lot of people who were trying to put you in a lot of gossip, had your name in a lot of pots that were not really having any type of involvement with you being there, okay? They just saw you in this peacock type of lens here, and it's a lot of jealousy when it comes down to peacock energy, okay? That's someone that has their stuff together. That's someone that comes into a room and it captivates that light of everybody in the environment. But when you have fire and energy, it can become a very toxic environment because fire and energy has a lot of insecurities, and a lot of insecure people could have been drawn to you guys, okay? So you guys are in a space right now where you're finally looking at situations, you're finally being in situations right now where you're closed off to a lot of the mess, okay? You're closed off to a lot of the mess, and you're learning from your past where you're like, you know what, I'm not leading with my peacock energy in every environment, because you're like, every environment, I don't want to make friends with this, okay? I don't want to be around this type of toxic energy that's gonna, like, you know, have my name in drama, and I'm in a way where I'm trying to, you know, navigate it from my 100% energy, this bright light, this bright type of space. And you're like, you know what, if I'm seeing that, you know, it has a messy environment, it has, like, you know, messy ties that's connected to it, you're like, I'm leaving it alone. If I'm in a job situation where, you know, I see that there's certain energies that really don't really align with me, guess what, I'm stonewalling. I'm putting up this gray rock method when it comes down to, like, you know, navigating with people who are just not really worth my time. You're giving your energy where it's needed, okay? And you're giving your energy to your creative talents, okay? You got this nightingale energy. You know what you want to work on. You have your inner truth, okay? And a black egg doesn't have to prove itself to anyone. You have this mysterious quality of you right now in your new beginning, your new journey, okay? People can't figure you out. They can't, you know, go around you to figure out what you're thinking. They can't put you in mess because guess what? They have a strong sense as far as, like, what your boundaries are, and they can't get past your boundaries, okay? When it comes down to drama and mess, if someone's coming to you with gossip or coming to you with bad energy, guess what? You're shutting it down, okay? Connecting yourself to your highest purpose right now. You're connecting yourself to things that really serve your journeys, things that really serve your greatest good. And when you're seeing something that doesn't, okay, you're seeing that, you know, that the environment is not going to really have you in it for a long particular time, that you're not going to be in a place where, you know, this energy is going to be a part of your daily life or your daily journey. You're like, I'm not going to bring in my peacock energy, my, 100% all of me on the table when I see that this table is not even meant for me in the first place. You guys could probably go into an environment like just off the jump and see that, no, I don't want to have any type of outer connections with these people, okay? You could probably be around your family and say, oh, no, I just want to be around them in this specific limited type of space, okay? It's not going to go past, a certain level, okay? And people are just really, they're in their feelings, but the thing about it is, with them trying to create blockages, you're gonna have a lot of people that's gonna be in defense for you, okay, with this black energy here, because people are gonna be like, this person minds their business. They're not in the drama. They're not in the mess. They want to do their job. They want to leave, okay? They want to, they check in on family, make sure things are good, okay? They're not in the mess, okay? If someone's coming to you with some family-related drama or mess or conversation, you're like, you know what? You need to go to that person to deal with that issue for yourself, okay? They can't get any rise out of you, okay? You're in the season right now where, your inner truth, your inner life is being hidden from people, okay? They don't know, like I said, your voice here is strong, but your voice here is strong in your purpose. People who are around you who actually are worth your attention and worth your time, they know about how your true belief system is when it comes down to your inner knowledge or your inner peace. When it comes down to your overall growth process, those who are in your corner, they know about you. You have that investment with them, okay? But, for those who are not, you're keeping things close to yourself. You got the crow energy here. And the crow energy is all about intelligence, okay? And this crow is holding on to, their creativity. They're holding on to their growth, okay? And what's going to be a big major surprise for these people is when they see that you're moving on to newer things or better things, or they see you later on in the future, they're going to realize, oh, wow, I had a peacock in my midst. I didn't even really realize it, okay? They're going to be shocked. They're going to be surprised. But guess what? Have them shocked and surprised because you guys are like, you know what? No, you didn't know what I was capable of doing. You didn't know what I could bring to the table because you could have destroyed it. Okay, you're like, I'm not gonna allow you to destroy anything that I'm working on or anything that I'm growing on. You're knowing when to use your intelligence, this crow energy here, to say to yourself, hey, I'm not gonna expose my inner knowing, my inner truth, my success, my wealth that I'm on the path of growing for myself to anybody with destructive tendencies. Okay? And you guys could be in an environment where you see a lot of destructive tendencies, but they can't figure you out to save their lives. And you're like, hey, great, good. Keep with this contained energy, okay? Keep with this growth process, because the black egg is all about inner growth and that inner knowledge as far as what's going to bring you to the next level, okay? And you guys are working on your growth process, especially with this air energy here. You guys are really in this mental space where you're planning on moving into different directions in your future, okay? Because the crow energy is all about, really looking at your past, present, and your future. And you guys are glued to your new beginning. And you're like, I'm going to go about my new beginning by any means necessary in my healthy way. And you're keeping that secret to your chest. Okay, you're keeping your growth process to your chest. Okay, and you're gonna have people that's gonna be shocked as far as where you're going to be in the next coming year, where you're going to be in the next couple of months, okay? You guys could be in a work environment right now, and they don't realize that you're on your way out the door, okay? And when you leave out that door, when you leave into your new projects, into your new life journey, they're going to be looking at you like, I didn't even know that this person was working around me. I didn't realize that they were a peacock energy, okay? But guess what? That doesn't change who they are as a person. They still have this dramatic type of lens. They still have this messy type of lens. So you guys know that this person, these group of people are not going to change unless they go through that healing journey. And guess what? That's not your responsibility. You're worried about yourself, okay? You're in this space right now where it's like, okay, it's time for me to be selfish. It's time for me to lock into my own growth process. And you're not going to let anyone derail you off your new beginning. And people are not going to be able to derail you, okay? Because you already have those boundaries in place. Okay, and your energy, this black egg energy, is repelling the drama away from you. Okay, even in the fire ants card right here, you're seeing the ants disperse. Okay, they're intimidated from your energy, so they're moving away from you. Okay, they know the light, but they can't stand the light. Okay, and there's a fear behind it. And the black egg here is all about the unknown, and these people around you are very fearful of the unknown, your future success that's coming to you. Okay. All right, let's get into the tarot reading a little bit, guys. Let's pull a few more cards here. Okay. Let's see here. All right, yeah, King of Pentacles. You guys are on your new journey. You're on your new journey with wealth. Okay, and this could be something that these people do not even realize. Okay, you keep it close to your chest. Some of you guys are in the application process right now. They don't even realize that you're not even going to be tied to this low vibrational job, low vibrational opportunities. You're going to be in a place where you're able to really grow. You're going to be able to really manifest things that's really going to serve your purpose. And these people are not going to be able to derail you off of your king seat. You guys are embracing this king seat right here. You guys are standing firm in your truth, and you guys know where to put your ties and where to put your investment in. Okay, let's keep going. Chariot, you guys on your way. Some of you guys on your way out to your new beginning. All right, Devil card in reverse. You're not accepting any type of toxic situation in your life here. Okay, let's see what we have. Knight of Swords, we have the King of Cups. Queen of Cups here. You have the Royal card here. You guys have the world in your favor, and you're learning to have emotional maturity when it comes down to people in your environment who are toxic towards you. Okay, you got the Two of Cups here. You got the Eight of Cups, so you know when to let things be and leave it alone. Okay, you know when to say, okay, you know what, this is not my circle. This is not the group of people who I'm looking to entertain with. Okay, you're standing firm in that. All right, I'm gonna pull two more cards here. So we have here the Five of Pentacles. You guys are leaving people out in the cold. You guys are not playing. Okay, we have the Judgment card here and also the Six of Cups. Okay, let's see here. You guys are proving that judgment is in every situation. You're like, nah, is it really worth my investment? Before you make that Six of Cups, that, that fraternal, that loving type of connection that you're looking for, that maternal connection that you're looking for, you're like, is this really worth the judgment here? Okay, you're really looking at every person that's crossing your path from a very deep lens, okay? You're not passing by from a very surface perspective. You guys are looking very deep in the situation, okay? Let's get started with the King of Pentacles here, the Chariot. You guys are on your way to your new beginning, okay? Your new beginning is going to have wealth and security, and no one knows what you guys are cooking up, okay? They don't know that you're about to be gone, okay? You could be, like I said, be in an environment where people are really thinking that you're going to really invest in them long term, and they had no idea that you're on your way out the door, okay? You're on your way out the door, and you're on your way to your new beginning that's going to serve your greater purpose, and people who are going to be in your circle are going to know your boundaries. They're going to know your standards, okay? You're no longer going to have people that's going to tie themselves to you in this codependent type of way. You got this devil energy in reverse. People are no longer going to be in your pathway trying to derail you, trying to have you codependently tied to them emotionally, could be financially, okay? You guys are going to see a lot of people that's going to be really, in their mindset trying to say, okay, what's the way to have me get in their graces so I can sort of have this codependent bond? You guys are no longer picking people in your environment that's going to be tossed to you in your growth process. And also, you're not talking to people who are just, in this surface type of level, this surface type of perspective. You're keeping it very short. You're keeping it very short when it comes down to your communication. You're keeping it very short and sweet when it comes down to really communicating, about your day-to-day, about what you have on your mindset. And people are going to be rushing towards you still, okay? You got the Knight of Swords, okay? But each person that's going to rush towards you, you're going to have this Queen of Cups mentality, this wisdom to know how much you're going to give, okay? How much of yourself you're going to invest in, okay? This is going to set you apart when it comes down to your next journey in your life, because the World card here is going to give you healthy connections, okay? Two of Cups. That's people going to have that same type of mindset that you have, okay? You're going to run into a lot of like-minded people. You're going to run into a lot of like-minded people who are really on the same page with you when it comes down to what they express, how they go about the process with meeting different people, and they're not trying to have you derailed or be in your life just for the drama. Okay, you guys are not investing on anybody that has this dramatic or drama type of lens when it comes down to you. Okay, you're walking away from the mess. You got the Eight of Cups here. Okay, you're walking away from the mess. You're walking away from things that don't serve you. And guess what? People are going to be in their feelings, but they cannot, have any type of attachment to you that's toxic and crazy. Okay, they're going to be left out in the cold. You got the Five of Pentacles here. They're going to be left out in the cold because they think that, with them being, close to you or in your environment, that, that they think that, okay, well, you're my peer. You're like, no, I could be your colleague. We have a rapport here, but I'm not trying to invest in you on a certain type of pathway. I'm not trying to invest in you on a certain type of level. And they're, they lose their mind about it. But, at the end of the day, I mean, that's just with them understanding that they don't have the proper boundaries when it comes down to people in their environment. They form a lot of, fast and rush connections with people because they're trying to find some type of emotional attention in every environment that they're in, okay? And that's a learning lesson that they have to really face for themselves, that, every environment that they're in is not some place where you can put their 100% version of themselves, their drama, their mess, and think that people are going to be receptive towards it. You guys are not. You guys are not. You guys are in this contained energy. You're like, I'm not receptive towards the mess, okay? I'm not receptive towards people who are going to have me, in confusion or have my mindset really, going from left to right where they're not even that important to my life, okay? This person here is not even a key player for me, when it comes to my day-to-day. They're thinking that they'll have this main character seat in your life, and they're actually like a side character, okay? They're a side character. They're a side person when it comes down to really, forming any type of connection, okay? They're just an extra in your life, okay? When it comes down to your new journey, you're not even going to have this person on the back of your mind, okay? These people, these groups of people, they think they have such a long, they think they have a long type of connection. They have this long type of, hold on you when it comes down to really, forming a type of bond. They think that it's like stronger than what it is. And you guys are really telling these people, you know what? The real judgment of the situation is, I'm here for a season. Allow yourself to say it out loud, but in your mind, you're like, this is only a season, and this season here is going to be over really soon when it comes down to really investing on who's going to fit on my next type of journey for myself, okay? Who's going to really be the people who are going to have my back when it comes down to situations, okay? And you guys, like I said, are really looking from a fine-tooth comb to see who actually fits the bill. You're playing that judgment seat in your own life to see that, okay, this is a character type that I like, this is what I don't like. And you're being that, you know, that main character energy in your own life is what you really should be. You're holding on to that main character energy to really make sure that you're aligned as far as how your journey in your life is going to be and how it's going to turn out in your favor. All right, guys, this is your reading for the month of March. Looking forward to talking to you soon. Have a good one.
Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant. Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant.